We are. Whoa! Look at this. OBS has got a new uniform or UI. It looks so fancy. Wow! Look at that. Okay, glad to be here. We are live. This is the MMocracy, and we are live here on Project 1999 Green, Twitch TV. Welcome to the stream. And I'm sitting at level 32. This is for my YouTube viewers to catch up. Love them guys as well. Much love to you all, and thank you for your support on YouTube. But you can see here 32 and what, 75%? And oh, by the way, the giant fort is just like someone is just running through and just wrecking everything in the giant fort. So we're just gonna go ahead and freaking deuce out of here because I don't feel like dealing with these guys, and neither should you. So we're just gonna like tactfully run around these giants because like my give a shit meter is already out. Well, the plan is, which I should probably put a little bit more on the give a shit meter. What if we went and looked at like goblins or something? Why not? And then if that doesn't work, brutes, and if that doesn't work, then we go to Sarnax. We'll find something. There's no stress, right? I went to an island in the off the coast of Africa. I can't remember the name of the island now. And the first like local that I met there, he said, "My name is Max No Stress." He called himself Max No Stress. I still have a bracelet he gave me. It said No Stress on it. He was trying to sell. He actually sold me some stuff. I bought some stuff. I felt bad. He kind of guilted me into buying some stuff in a way. But Max, maybe you'll check out my stream one day and you'll be like, that guy talked about me. Probably not, but yeah, it was what was the name of the island? I can't remember now. I think it was called oh man, it wasn't the Canary Islands. It was a different one. But yeah, you could tell they made all their money off of like tourists, right? So you show up to this island, you go to your hotel, and then they're just waiting outside the resort hotel, whatever. And as soon as you walk out, they're like, "Hey, man, let me show you my shop or whatever." And I mean, I'm like, shit, I got nothing else to do. I don't drink anymore. I don't party anymore. Like literally, my time in this resort island is going to consist of me working out, maybe eating, depending on how hungry I get, because I really don't eat that much, and like sleeping and playing video games. So, and it was funny because he's like, "No, I show you a different way." After I went to his like shop or whatever, and he was trying to show me like a different way to get back to the hotel, and I was like, "Nah, man, we're not going your way. We're going my way. we're we're not gonna follow your route because that's how you get kidnapped and you lose your kidneys." He was like, "Oh, I like that. I like that." He could tell. I don't think he had any bad intentions. Like, I really don't. I think he was like, "Oh, this guy's freaking smart. He doesn't put up with any shit either." Pit Fighter Dob. Oh my gosh. What does Pit Fighter Dob drop? Fucking baby, baby. Sorry, I got music on. You guys can't hear the music. He drops a diseased tongue that is for the trooper skill Van Braces. So really, like, I don't need to kill Pit Fighter Dob for anything. Let's see. I don't think any of this stuff is even. Is this stuff even worth? I don't think any of it's even worth killing. The only. I guess that guy still gives experience. The only thing I could think is like we run into Groknest. And if we run into Groknest, we might try to figure out how to kill his ass. But, oh, there's Dizzler. Dizzler died out here. I saw that guy at the Giant Fort last night. Oh, that Spirit Caller's still a bluebie. But yeah, none of this other stuff. It's like, yeah, those aggressors are like level 17. None of this stuff's really worth killing. And if I really wanted to know if Groknist was up, I would get a pet out and I would tell my pet to attack Groknist, and if he responds, then we know that Groknist is up. I imagine this is a pretty sweet spot to group if you had a good, like, nice full group, and you could just like wreck through here. Because I mean, look at how many spawns there are here. There's a ton of spawns in this area. Pit Fighter Dob probably scares the crap out of those like Lobby. That's one of those. There we go. Classic EQ like design philosophy. You drop this high ass level. I'm gonna have to stop swearing. I'm sorry. High level mob in the middle of these low guys. Neutral Rockets, welcome to the stream. Any decent drops here? I was checking for Groknist. But I didn't see him. I think I could solo Groknist at this point. I'm feeling froggy. I might jump. Glad to have you on the stream. Glad to see your. Glad to have you back. So amped up I can't even talk. Sure, Skyless will. Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought I was going to run off a cliff. That's weird. My invis dropped. Sure, Skyless will be by in a minute. Yeah, I just got in the giant fort where I was expecting to hit level 33. Is just like a ghost town. There's just a million freaking people in there killing stuff. So now we head over to B2, B3, check those. If those don't work, we head over to we'll go back out to Sarnex. If Sarnex are camped, we quit the game. We uninstall. We uninstall and we become a Candy Crush stream. Are there Candy Crush streams? There is one person streaming Candy Crush with 20 viewers. Like, I have to see this. I'm going to click it. I'm going to try to mute it before it makes any noise. Oh, of course, it's going to play ads about stuff that nobody wants. I've got to see what a Candy Crush stream is all about. Obviously, it's about Candy Crush. Mm-hmm. Man, some of these World of Warcraft streamers, like, insane. 27,000 people watching World of Warcraft. 27,000. Imagine hitting go live and 27,000 people show up. I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, I don't think I would act any different. Cause like, dude, you don't want to be like, oh, how do I be more entertaining? Like, I remember the first time I got raided, I was like, oh, I gotta do things right. Nah, man, just be cool. I got raided with like 100 people. I think it was Level Up Larry. Level Up Larry raided me way back when. That was when the stream was like freaking popping. My stream looked like ass, and for some reason, like, would draw people in. I don't know. Maybe because it looked like ass. People love ass. I don't see any brutes up. Oh wait, we haven't made it over the final hill. Nah, there's somebody here. Let's just ask this guy how long he's gonna be here. I'm feeling kind of froggy. I mean, we might run into down there and just try to like nuke stuff down. Candy Crush speedrun. Um, Probably have to pay $100 for lives or whatever. Mobile gaming kind of like ruined regular gaming. I knew it was over when they freaking had yeah, look, this one's camp too. This guy is like he's just kind of chilling here though. He's got both spawns up. He's not even fighting. He's at 100% health. He's pretty much AFK. I think under the actual play nice policy, we have an actual legitimate claim to this an actual claim to this camp. But I would like to take this camp. Or I guess this guy's gonna. Okay, that's cool too. I love it. I love these types of situations. Whatever. This is kind of a trash tier camp anyway. These guys I think are green. Oh, that guy's blue. We're caught in like kind of a really this is not a good level range, unfortunately. 32 to like 34 is going to be rough because there's really no like good spot from what I'm seeing. And the spots that are good or good-ish, you're like totally at the mercy. It's just like any other part of the game, I guess. You're totally at the mercy of like who's going to be there. And then being solo, it's even more demanding because you cannot just like go join a group and get to a nice spot. Although I will say there's like kind of an elegant simplicity. I don't know why I went across this. I need to go back across. There's a little bit of an elegant simplicity in, oh man, that chanter didn't even breeze me. What a unbroly chanter. Anyway, there's some sort of elegant simplicity to it though too, because I'm not getting called away to like, hey man, come to our group in like freaking this place, and I'm like, oh sure, let me pay somebody to port me, let me run all the way out there just to get there and be like, oh man, like the healer died and then the tank AFK'd out. Like I don't have to deal with that. So yeah. At least got that. But it can be like kind of frustrating whenever you log in and you're like, yeah, let's get some experience, guys, and then you like look around and you're like, oh, there's 11 people in the spot that I wanted to camp. You just got to get crafty, you know? We're going to be crafty tonight. There's a lot of people here too. Let's see. What time is it? It is 9 p.m., so we're going to be running in the dark. And camp, excuse me, Invis is really not a lot of help in this place because of the undead. I don't know if there's a way, if anybody knows if there's a way to Invis versus undead and Invis regular at the same time, I would love to know. I think Google might have the answer, but I wish, yeah, it would be like perfect world. I don't know if somebody can cast like one on you and then the other, but you can't do it yourself. I tried to go to the over there yesterday. I wasn't streaming yesterday. I wasn't feeling very good. And I tried to head out to the over there just to do some like I only played for like an hour, and that was a waste of time. So I was invised and that guy didn't see me. That's why he just whispered me that enchanter. He did just offer me the camp. That was very kind of him. But I've already moved on. Not sure where else to level Frontier. I think I'm too low for Frontier. I mean, I'll be right next to it if we really want to. We could check it out. I think Frontier kind of starts around mid 30s. I don't know. I mean, we have resources. I guess I can answer this question without going there. The uh the issue with Frontier is I don't know of a good spot to just like chill and camp. But then again, just because I don't know of one doesn't mean they don't exist. But like there are a lot of wandering mobs there. And so my experience like around the giant fort has always been that you're like keeping your head on a swivel. Soloing at the giant fort, I could probably find a decent spot to fear kite there, but my experience is that if you're soloing there, something is eventually going to wander by and attack you. I'm non-KOS to the Badgers. Yeah, the Mountain Giants go from 30 to 34. There's a lot of like 31s. I don't want to fight white cons. And the reason I don't want to fight white cons and higher is because they resist. And I end up getting resisted so much that my mana bar, like last night, that's what I did in the over there. I went to the over there. There was no blue cons. So I was like, well, I'll just grab this white con. That's more experience, right? Snare resist. Okay, no big deal. We can recover. Sick my pet on him. Get the pet gets aggro, okay. Watching the pet's health. He's taking a lot of damage. Gotta do some fearing. And throw the second snare on the enemy and snare resist. Now I'm down to 50 mana. My pet's at 50 health. And I'm like, don't have the mana to effectively finish this fight. And at that moment, I said, nah, I'll just head back to Mountain Giant or Forest Giants. We'll check out Sarnax. If Sarnax doesn't work out, we'll just I think Windmill area, I'm probably way too high for Windmill area. We could try the Four Pillar area. Just got really, really hungry for nacho cheese. Oh, I'm starting to appear. So yeah, we're in a little bit of a spot. We're in a this guy's like, I'm at the back door and feel free to come there if you want to camp. I was like, I'm gonna try the ledge. It's like, where's the ledge? I'm like, do I really want to tell this guy where the ledge is just so I can get there and him be there? I feel like people in this game are pretty reasonable. So I feel like if I got there and he was there, we could work something out. There's a way to do it. Ledge is a good spot because you have so much to pull from. Kind of wish I was playing music for you guys. I got some rockin' tunes going right now. I think it puts people off though. Just because I think they're rockin' tunes doesn't mean all the viewers think they're rockin' tunes. All right, we're getting close. I gotta say, my Monsters and Memories video did pretty well for comparatively for the amount of YouTube subscribers that I currently have. I'm pleased. I need to get to work on a new video. I have a really profound video idea. I'm not gonna announce it on stream. But it's gonna take a significant amount of editing to do. But it's gonna be really unique. So I'm actually really excited to do it. It's gonna take a significant amount of editing and a significant amount of recording. Like I anticipate I need probably between 20 to 40 hours of B-roll footage to truly capture what I'm trying to do. And it's not going to be a 20 to 40 hour video. It's going to be probably about a 10-minute video. Oh, I should have vendored. That's okay. If this looks promising when we get in, we'll bind. We'll bind on the ledge. And then we'll kill until we're full and then we'll run over to the windmill. This place is a good money camp, honestly, for like Kunark, by Kunark standards. It's no like SK Treants. And neutral, are you still dad mode or are you like free for the night? Or I guess it's the day, so you're probably full on dad mode right now. You gotta rock a dad camp. Oh, you're at work. What? That's cool. You're listening to me at work. I love that about just oh my gosh, when I can talk, I love that about Twitch streaming. That people can yeah, this looks good. Work from home, nice. Yeah, you can put on the Amimocracy stream and freaking do some work. I love it when people tell me that when they're like, "Yeah, like I had one viewer. I haven't seen him in forever. I miss this dude. He was Australian as well, and he would listen to me in the car as he was driving. I was like, dude, how cool is that? I love you guys. Vayner, Vayner, you are not worthy, sir. We're gonna summon a pet. It's gonna take a little bit, probably. I think they can still roll blue at 32 if I remember right. Thank God for reclaim energy. Work from home, everybody's dream, right? I don't know. I did a little bit of work from home during COVID and it was like almost more stressful because you have to manage all the distractions. Weird, my OBS said for a brief moment it was dropping frames. I know we can get a blue pet. I know it is possible. Yeah, it was tough working from home because like you're kind of working, you're kind of not. That's true though. You're right. It can be worse in the office because like the phones ring. I don't know. There's kind of benefits to both. I mean, shoot, one time I remember during work from home days, like I was working while like at the dentist with my kids. Like I was on my laptop. Man, this is probably the most unlucky streak that I've had with pets. We're actually chewing through bone chips pretty good. Not that I'm like at a loss or at a, you know, shortage of bone chips here. There we go. We got a blue. I'm always worried I'm going to accidentally cast Reclaim Energy after I get a good pet by accident. All right, we're getting up and running here. Get the end parse up. I don't need my map anymore. Yeah, I could still get plenty of work done. And it was kind of nice because like people were really forgiving of telework. Although the thing that wasn't nice on the telework was when people would be like, "I am teleworking today," and you couldn't freaking get a hold of them. They weren't checking their email. They weren't actually working. That was frustrating. Back whenever like everybody was teleworking. I'm like, dude, you're not teleworking if you're not answering your phone. Like, telework means like I should be able to get you on the phone, and if like I'm calling you and you're on the phone with somebody else, you should be responding, going, "Hey, I'll call you back in 10 or whatever." Yeah, that's a good way to do it because if you're not available, like my first responses would be like, "Are you actually teleworking?" Some people took it as like, "Oh yeah, I'm teleworking. Sweet, I'm off." Like that's not what that means. Like I remember we had a kid that was like, he would say how, oh wait, we have, there's a legionnaire there. It's dark, so we gotta watch out. I want to like proximity pull him. Yeah, we had a kid that would say he was teleworking and then he would like go to the park and be offline for like 4 hours. I had to have a talk with him. I was like, you're not teleworking, man. Like that's not what that means. And this kid just legitimately didn't understand. That was the worst part about it. Like it wasn't like he was making this conscious decision to just like go dark on everybody. Like he was like, "Oh, like yeah, man, telework doesn't mean you're like hiding. Not like you have to be working." These are greens, but the good. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, get his corpse and go away. COVID was wild, man. I got I got told like go home and don't come back till we call you. And they didn't call me for like a month and a half. Like I was calling them and I was like, what's going on?" And they're like, "We don't need you. Just stay home." I was like, I don't feel like I'm earning my money right now. Like my paychecks are coming in, but I'm not doing anything. And they're like, "We don't need you to do anything. Just stay home." I'm like, "Oh my gosh. This is bizarre. Thanks for the month and a half off. I played World of Warcraft like it was my job." It was actually like unhealthy for me. Like I took all that energy I put into my job and I put it into World of Warcraft. And I hit a point where I was like, I'm a little bit too invested in this. Like this is not, I need to get back to work. And right around that time they were like, "Yep, come back to work." And I was like, "Thank God." Like I was happy to go back to work. I'm not built to like have nothing to do. I can't be alone with my thoughts for that long. Although now, like, so that was back when I would drink, right? And so I mean that probably had something to do with it. But like nowadays, I would just probably teach myself physics through YouTube. That's like one of the things that I want to do. I actually am trying to learn physics through YouTube. The math kind of scares me though. I don't know if this guy's gonna want to fight my pet. I've pretty much pissed him off. Played Animal. Yeah, that was the Animal Crossing was like COVID, freaking COVID made Animal Crossing. There was so many games that like wouldn't have been as popular. World of Warcraft Classic too, like WoW Classic. One of the main reasons why it was as popular as it was is because it came out like months before COVID, and everybody got the time to like actually play a game that's super grindy and takes a long time to level. So by the time everybody went back to work, they all had their max level characters. It was freaking awesome. That's funny though. Okay. Move this stuff over. I'm just honestly, I'm just grateful that I have a spot to level in. Uh-oh. Because I hit max level on WoW Classic before COVID, and I think I went to like two raids maybe before COVID really, really hit. Like it was starting to become a thing. And I remember I texted a buddy of mine who was back. I was at like a training class for the Air Force. And so I'm kind of like, I'm living the good life. Like my days were like 8 to 4 with a 2 hour lunch because they just didn't like, we, as long as we were on track, they would be like, yeah, you guys can have 2 hour lunch or whatever. And so, like, I was just chilling, but I was watching the news and I'm like, man, this COVID thing is this is gonna be big. And I texted a buddy of mine and I was like, "Hey, are you guys having like weekly COVID updates back at the base?" And the guy was like, "Ha ha ha, no." He thought I was kidding. I was like, "No, man, I'm not kidding. Like if the base commander isn't like starting to really keep an eye on this, but I'm sure they were. It was just not making its way all the way down to the younger folks, right?" I was like, "This is going to be huge." I just knew it. Like I could feel it. That's probably my PTSD from swine flu. If you guys remember swine flu, it was like a 2009 flu variant, and I got swine flu, man, and I've had swine flu and I've had COVID, and I would have COVID again anytime over swine flu. Oh, I'm kind of glad I didn't grab him actually. Like I was in my like early 20s when I got swine flu. And there was a point with swine flu where I legitimately thought I was going to die. Like it wasn't like, "Oh man, I'm dying on, this stuff's killing me." No, it was like I would wake up in between sleeping all day and be like, "I think I might die from this." It was bad. And I've had COVID too, and I was just like, I feel like crap, but I don't feel like that. Swine flu almost got me. It was killing people my age. I remember there was a guy like the same age as me that died like in the next town over. Swine flu was bad. Did you guys get swine flu out in Australia, or did that kind of just stay in the States? Yeah, it's not as contagious. You're right. Neutral rockets. It was not like COVID where it would spread like crazy. It did spread like crazy through the base that I was at though. The base that I was on had a ton of people get it. But that's because where I work, we have a lot of people that work really close together. You think about aircraft and people working on aircraft, they're sharing tools, they're handing each other tools, they're all touching the same door handles. I mean, shoot, in the building I work in now, like 200 people share like three, four toilets. Like there's like one bathroom in the entire building. So we work in really close proximity, so it was easy for people to transmit swine flu. Ah, yes, sweet, sweet experience. We're gonna go till I hit 33 tonight. I can't wait to hit 34 though. The Delta variant, let's see, COVID Delta in particular was terrifying, and we were still doing lockdowns when I had my newborn, so we isolated, yeah. Yeah, my ex was like, and my daughter were like immune compromised, so uh, we were a little bit we were a little bit concerned, you know. I will say like so a lot of people are like I'm a very realistic person. I'll just preface this with that. I recognize kind of like human patterns of behavior and like you're gonna have people who are gonna be like, this is the end of the world, right? And then you're gonna have people who are like, this is nothing. It's all fake. The government did this, right? And then I'm like right there in the middle where I'm maybe not thinking like I'm not completely agreeing with one or the other, but like my train of thought was like, yes, it's real. Yes, it's bad. Yes, the government is capitalizing on it. Yes, Walmart is that's like human nature 101, right? Like everybody is going to try to make the situation fit them and their agenda better no matter what. And so anyway, some people were like, this is like the worst, they're going crazy. And yeah, there any excuse that you can get, like it's just the way the world works. Like any excuse that you can get to like push whatever agenda, and especially when you have a very like catalytic event like COVID, you just have to think like who out there was like it's earning season. How can we like make this work for me? Um, that first wave of COVID though, like I legit do believe that was like, oof, that was bad. Like that 2020 COVID was bad. But if you look at how viruses work, right? If a virus killed 100% of its hosts, yes, it's very effective, but eventually that virus will die out because it's killing too many people. Like a virus, in order to propagate itself, in order to reproduce, actually needs to keep people alive. It was always going to become endemic like the flu. Exactly. Like eventually it's going to just breed itself into like, the fat Thor dad. Like it's gonna go dad bod on us because if it killed everybody, it wouldn't. If it was stayed like Hulk Thor or whatever, it would just kill everybody and it wouldn't continue to breed and propagate. But yeah, there was some people that were like, it's just the flu, and I was like, nah, dog, that ain't just the flu. Like this was freaking killing a lot of people in the beginning. But I feel like by like 2022, it was kind of like, yeah, it's getting better. But if you notice, like restrictions started to relax around 2022. Yeah, we're getting new vaccines, right? Yeah, there was the big vaccine thing. I really don't want to get into the vaccine thing because I don't know. There's probably it's kind of a slow night. Yeah, there's really nobody watching, but um, there that was a huge debate, right? And it was good because like me, like I said, I'm a realist. Like you can change my mind. That's one of the things that I really am proud of. And I never used to be that way. I used to be very hardline, like, nope, this is it. This is the right way. Like, I actually like to change my mind based on new information because I feel like it makes a better version of yourself if you can be convinced through actual factual information. So I did all the research on the RNA, mRNA vaccines and how it works, and I was kind of like fascinated by it. I even looked into like the different ingredients that were in it to see, because some people are like, this is what they're doing with this ingredient, and I'm like, that's like we put that ingredient in people's lips to like puff them up. Like people are already injecting this in themselves, and you're acting like this certain ingredient is uh the Trojan horse that they're trying to get into everybody. It was the pegylated compounds. It's like a jelly basically. It just helps the vaccine stay put longer in one spot. That's all it was there for. I'm all for medical advancement, even if the first versions were not super effective. Yeah, they can make it. Yeah, they can make it better. And like really, um, some people think that people died from the COVID vaccine, but uh, I don't know. Maybe there were people that were developing heart problems. That was an actual legitimate thing. It did happen. I don't know if that was ever fully studied. I kind of stopped reading the research. My favorite thing to research, the funniest thing that I found through research, actual like going and reading medical journals and finding studies was masks. I don't think masks are ineffective. I think it's just kind of logical. If it captures droplets, it's gonna help. But the thing that I found the most interesting about the masks, though, was there was for through independent research. Like I just literally looked up like flu mask studies. I didn't put like are flu masks ineffective. I didn't try to steer the results. There was a surprising amount of studies out there that said the masks actually uh caused more issues than they helped, because people are coughing into these things, so they become little germ factories, and then human nature, like you're touching it and all that, and like it actually potentially helps spread, because now you have the disease or whatever, the pathogen on your hands. And I'm not a mask denier, I'm not one of those guys who was like, yeah, the mask, that's how they control you, but like it was very interesting to me that a majority of the research out there that I found about masks was that it actually causes the disease to spread more. And I'm like, here we are, like, swearing by these things. Hopefully, there's some new studies out there. And I will say, when I say a majority of the studies, there were very, very few studies in 20 at the time that I researched, which was 2020, where they even actually studied the efficacy of masks. And a majority of the studies that I found were what in the academic community they call literature reviews, where essentially the study is just studying other studies and kind of pulling them all together and trying to draw a conclusion from it. And there were more literature reviews than there were like studies of masks, which I found pretty interesting. So like a lot of people were hyper focused on a very small amount of research essentially, and a majority of the research was just on other research. But yeah, there was the main study that I found that actually where they actually used the sample and follow the whole scientific theory and process through it was I think in Vietnam or Cambodia, one of those countries. They were there, doctors were there for a flu pandemic or some sort of respiratory virus pandemic. And that was the one that was like, yeah, we actually don't want our people wearing masks because we found that they touch the masks too much, and then the masks become a new vessel for transmitting. I was like, ooh. It was a very small sample size study, though. I will say that. It wasn't like they studied this over the course of 5 years. Did I ever get any instructions? Of course. And people probably did get instructions to other people, and of course, people said don't touch Don't touch your face, don't touch the mask. Like I said though, I'm a realist. Like people are they just, you know, unless you're in a medical like career field where you really get like a lot of training, the layman out there is going to be they were constantly touching them, they were constantly fussing with them. Like I said, I'm not somebody who's like, "Oh, we shouldn't have ever had to wear masks." I'm kind of more taking the humorous approach of like when they made that announcement, there really wasn't a whole lot of basis actual like literature out there that said that was like the right answer. And it may well could have been the right answer. And hopefully by now we know what the right answer is. But we were basing like widespread policy on a from what I saw a pretty limited amount of research. Granted, what I will say in their defense, because like I said, I'm a realist, is do we have time at the beginning of a freaking global deadly pandemic to be like, quick, let's do a 7 month study on masks? No, we don't, right? So like, I definitely feel like they did the best they could because you don't have time to be like, let's do a study before we change the policy. If anything, I will say my conclusive opinion of COVID and the reaction was that we are, or at least were at the time, completely unprepared as a species, as a human race, to deal with a pandemic of that proportion. And I don't think that takes a whole lot of evidence or observation to go, yeah, we probably weren't. I feel like most people would probably agree that that is the case. And my my thought was if COVID had even 5 to 10 times the fatality rate, like we would have been in real trouble between the people who just refuse to like, which maybe that's kind of a tough argument to make. People like refusing to actually acknowledge it even existed. Maybe if they were seeing like 1 in 10 die, they may actually do that. But there's still so many hardliners out there that would have been like, nah, this ain't nothing, and then they go and wipe out a church potluck and kill a tenth of their church's population. All the preppers would have been justified. Yeah, the big one's coming. It's going to come for us all. I remember when Ebola hit Texas, I actually did a little bit of prepping because I was like, dude, this is gonna be fuck. This I was like, if this gets out, and at the time I wasn't like the smartest about it. Like Ebola doesn't transmit like COVID. Ebola is transmitted through body fluids. So the reason why you see so much problem with Ebola is in third world countries is because they don't have the same like sanitation systems that we do in the developed world. Oh my gosh. I just completely fail at putting dots on this guy. Kind of been failing at keeping my pet buff too. Are these giving experience? I hope so. I've been killing them. Yeah, I'm getting experience. It's not a lot. It's not like the bar is just, rocking. I've gotten about 5% in the what 20 minutes I've been here. So it's gonna be a long camp trying to get up to 33 tonight. I don't know why I just did that. I don't think my pet needed a heal at that precise moment. Yeah, I'm sitting at like 80%, like 79, so I've gotten a little bit. I was gonna install Dux UI tonight, but I got home late. We did some Thanksgiving shopping. Tried FV last night, half and half blue and red cons. Yeah, I don't like that dynamic. I like being in a place where I know I can kill a preponderance of the enemies without having to worry about conning everything. I'd much rather be here, even if they are light green or light blue, I guess this would be. This is like the old school equivalent of light blue. Furon V is kind of scary too. Those spiders, they scare me. I don't like them. Old Keenab here. Maybe we'll get our dagger tonight. I haven't even really given that any thought. I'm out here for experience. Yeah, exactly. I haven't. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Like actually trying to isolate where the dagger may be. We could definitely do that. It may be somewhat difficult if it's on somebody that has like multiple, like if I got a split pole or whatever, and like there's no chance at running out of here back to my pet. I want to zoom in here. Oh shoot, I'm kind of close. None of those guys have it. Yeah, we've just kind of tried like a brute force strategy of just killing as many recruits as possible. I think the adherents actually have a higher chance to drop it. But I've seen the ceremonial sword and I've seen the whatever that serrated sword was. So I've seen the buster sword obviously, and then the other weapon that they have, but for whatever reason that dagger has eluded me. And I've pretty much out leveled this place. Like I don't think 33 to 34 would be here would be a good use of my time. I think these guys they're pretty much all green. And leveling on greens is pretty slow. This guy's a blue. Yeah, and they don't drop words. The giant that was kind of the calculus behind staying at Giant Fort. And once Warslicks, which it looks like it's kind of cleared out, it's only 8 p.m. my time. Once Warslicks clears out a little bit more, usually about 9, I've noticed, we'll probably just, like, that's my gate point. We'll probably just gate back to Warslicks. Because even if the experience in Warslicks still isn't the best either, I'm getting words for uh 29 to 34, and I'm pretty much set on those, but I can always use more because the more words that I have, the more opportunity I have to try to research something below the trivial level. Like if I only have one set of words for my level 34 pet, I'm probably not going to just go try to research that right away. I'm going to wait till like 36 at least. That way I have a good solid research skill and I'm not worried about failing that research. Although I wonder when I failed all those researches way back when, I only had like 20 points in research, and I'm wondering if maybe the scaling as you get higher reduces your fail chance, or if it's like No, it doesn't matter if it's this much below this. Does it scale so that your fail chance gets lower, or is it just a static, like you're 10 points below the trivial, so you're pretty much have a 10% chance of failing or whatever? Mm, I don't think I have all my level 29 spells. Let me see. I have the 29 pet. Got that. I've got that. I have all the 29 spells that matter. I will say that. There's some spells that I'm just not, like, I'm not going to buy because I just don't ever foresee myself needing them. Like some of the AoE spells. Maybe later on down the road if I'm like way higher level than a dungeon and I'm just trying to get one thing, maybe the AoEs would be more effective, but even then I think I would just single target nuke everything down. Because those AoE spells, they seem to just carry like such a high mana cost. Actually, this one, Word of Spirit's decent. It's less than the life drain. Yeah, there's no like AoE leveling strat that I know of in this game outside of like Bard Swarm Kiting, which is kind of different than using an AoE line of spells, obviously, for a caster. Yeah, I can't think of when it would be viable. It would be fun to load up on AoE spells and like run into the middle of a bunch of lower level dungeon enemies and actually I'm glad you mentioned that. It's there we go. I don't think it OBS has a an issue with remembering which windows to pull which sounds from. And I also turned it up a little bit. Words of Allure, that was I think I needed those ones. What did I need that spell for, or the Words of Allure for? That was for the level 24 pet that I never got. That's so funny. I finally at level 32 got the level 24 pet spell. That would have been huge to get a week ago before I got the 29 pet. This is really slow actually now that I'm looking at it. Like I'm getting like no I'm getting like no experience out here. Still haven't seen a drop. If you want them, you can have them. It would literally be like a footnote for me. But if you already have your 29 pet, it wouldn't matter. I wonder what all these high level players are doing in War Slicks. Just research and donate. You're so kind. Every time I've tried to donate spells or anything that I have in my bank, nobody wants them. Yeah, I have the same thing on my enchanter, and like I'm always looking for people that like please take these spells. Like, yes, I could sell this for 20 plat in the tunnel, maybe, but I'd just rather give them away to somebody like some lowbie enchanter and be like, here, man, here, let me just make your life so much easier for the next 10 levels because these are all the best spells are always research only. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm actually like, I feel like I've gotten maybe 2% since I've been here. Sad thing is, I just can't really think of anywhere else to go. Looking at the wiki, is like Furiona V maybe. There's a decent amount of stuff around the tunnel to the Dreadlands. I just don't want. I don't know if I want to mess with them, like the Drachnids and all that. Practice splits down there is that would have a negative effect on my experience. That was just ugh. The experience was like pretty good in there. Like I remember each mob that I killed was given like a full blue. That's kind of crazy to think, but man, it's just so scary in there. But I almost wonder if I stayed in that one spot and just killed like single mobs that the single pull mobs, like maybe I would have still leveled faster than I'm leveling now cuz as you can see, I've moved maybe 1% since being out here and I've been out here for probably about 40 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. Yeah, it's the zone experience modifier. Like indoor zones are always seem to be better. And rightfully so, they're more dangerous. I'm looking at K-Sora. I'm still like too low for K-Sora. And that's one of those like you gotta be ready to split and K-Sora is pretty scary and I can't imagine that I could kill I can't imagine that I could kill things in there right now with the level that I'm at. 'Cause they're mainly like 30 to 35. So I would run into a lot of like yellow and red cons. Timorous Deep. I have not gone to that zone yet on Mr. Best Friend. I'll be honest, that zone is so huge. Like would I just be swimming between camps? So TD looks like I don't even see a camp that would be viable, actually. Because when you look at the levels of the enemies, there's really not that ogre shaman is level 34. That's a good one to camp because they drop some different things that I could use. So eventually we will go to TD. Yeah, the bat skull earrings. There's a helmet he drops. Like we're gonna end up out there, but not probably till 35 or 36. And we can lock down that ogre if I don't know if that's like is that a hotly contested camp though? Or I would be waiting potentially hours just to get it. Really wish like I could get a character transfer to blue. If I was on blue, my problems would be fourfold decreased. Haven't seen many people there. I control F'd it. I slash who'd it. There's just a bunch of high level players in there. I don't know what they're doing. Wow, yeah. I need to go somewhere else. This just ain't. This is just not working. This is like miserably slow. Oh, watch out for him. You gonna aggro? That's crazy. I thought for sure he was gonna aggro. Trying to keep my pet with me so I don't have to resummon him, but we'll see if he survives the journey. I guess we could go out and try to look at Frontier Mountain. It's just the setup time that kind of gets me is like you know, you get to a new spot, you spend like 5 minutes trying to get a new pet, and then you get set up and realize that it's just not a good spot. That's what happened to me in the over there. Yeah, yeah, it's worth exploring. Like obviously this isn't working, so we need to improvise here. So I'm gonna park myself off to the side. Look at my pet. He's going freaking nuts. He doesn't know how to get over here. The pathing in here is like terrible. We'll pull up the wiki here. So here's the Frontier Mountains wiki article, and so right away we don't need to kill Berry. Looking to see if this guy drops anything that's any good. He looks like he's a rare spawn. Dustback. So Berry we're not going to mess with. The Mountain Giant Hillock. Those guys are in the Giant Fort. Is there like a Brute Cave maybe? We might be able to check like down and around here in this lower left corner of the zone. Yeah, why not? Why not just go explore? The Mines of Nurga. What level is the Mines of Nurga? Do you know? I'm gonna run out of this area. I don't want to pull up the wiki while I'm trying to run. Yeah, we're very clearly too high for this. I can't say that I've ever actually been to that zone. Even in all my time playing EQ, like that's one that I don't know if I've ever like is it another one like down there where you gotta like drop down? I don't understand why they ever like did that. More like 35. Yeah, I don't know. Like down near's design is just so bad. I'm just gonna say it. Like you can make a dungeon that's scary without making it like a freaking death trap. But I guess that I mean, let's just be real, right? Like what is Skyless Raven, what's up? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. One of the things that we all love about EQ, or we should, I think, all love about EQ, is that it is not a perfect game. It is not a flawless game. And you have to love its flaws just as much as you have to love. Like, I think it's greater than the sum of its parts because the flaws make the game better, if that makes sense. Exactly. The flaws are a feature. Like, if it was all perfect and streamlined, we'd be playing World of Warcraft retail. But it's not perfect, and that's why we love it. It's got what they call wabi sabi. It has imperfections. I don't know if the term wabi sabi is actually a real term or if it's just something King of the Hill made up. But I love King of the Hill, and that's what they said in King of the Hill. It's got wabi sabi. All right, we got a blue pet. Let's go. Oh wait, we should probably med. It's gonna get dark. We're not gonna med. We don't actually need mana. Mana is made up by the pharmaceutical industry. Mines of Nurga is... There's ruins with goblins over here. Let's see. We got a mountain giant tump. This is kind of the thing about this zone. These guys are all blue. That's a good sign. The thing about this zone is I can't fight these guys down here. But I don't think it's quite like Burning Woods where you have to avoid the edge of the zone. Because that's a thing. In the Burning Woods, you're actually supposed to avoid the edge of the zone. Oh, there's a goblin literally right next to us, but he hasn't seen us yet, so we need to move. He's a yellow goblin. There's another goblin, and I don't know if he's seen us. What is going on? I am absolutely terrified right now. We need to just go ahead and feign. What just happened? They were casting spells, and they went sprinting towards the zone line. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna question it per se. I don't know where they went. Actually, come on, pet. I'm just trying to kind of get close enough to the zone line where if I need to bug out, like it's not a death waiting to happen. Those dudes went running this way and they're like long gone. Oh, here I am regretting my dang. There's 10 people in this zone. I figured I'd be like the only person. I'm regretting, not really regretting, but these guys are looking for a Mines of Nurga or no Droga. Never mind. There's a group recruiting for Droga. I don't know if I should go try to engage something and then have those guys come back. Skylash Raven, what TV show did you get addicted to? I hope it's a soap opera. Those goblins zoned out into like the Lake of Ill Omen. Raising Hope. I think I've. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. Thinking of a different. I don't like soap operas unless it's Star Wars. Don't say that at a convention. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how convention people would react to that. I typically try to avoid places like that. All right, so what did we learn? We learned that the area immediately around the zone line is not safe. When I was a child, the babysitter was addicted to soap operas. That's funny. What's this cave up here? A is the entrance to the Bury Nine Mines. That's the cave up to the northeast. I don't know. Maybe Giant Fort is kind of the what would be wrong with calling it a star. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying there may be somebody out there that takes offense to it because they think it's so much better. There's a goblin. It's getting dark, and I don't feel safe. If I had to guess, the front entrance to the giant fort is going to be camped. There's a giant there. These big square zones just don't have a very good like setup for fear kiting. If they were as big a fan as they claimed it would be, they would know what genre. You're not wrong. Although that might start like a huge debate, right? You're gonna get a couple actuallys. Well, actually, Star Wars takes its roots from I don't know. There is a group here in the giant fort. I have no clear. No, I don't. Like I said, I don't go to those things for a reason. I don't want anything to do with them. It was purely speculation. Look at this group. These guys are just rocking. Oh, they're in castle. My enchanter's in castle. Friendly druids in castle. Maybe I can just kind of pull off to the side here. It's probably going to be really hard to find anything to kill, though. Well, there's some things. TV is warped. I mean, if you want to think I'm warped, sure. I just know that I know my limits on what I can. Dang, they are like chain pulling on what I can patiently put up with, and I just don't think. From what I've read, one of the first things that people usually mention is the smell, and I'm very sensitive to smells, so I don't think if I was in a room full of people and there was that funk, and don't get me wrong, you're gonna get that funk at like a lot of different types of events, right? You get it at sporting events, you get it everywhere. But usually there's enough to draw me into something like that that I'm like, I'm willing to put up with this for this reason. But stuff that conventions are like their subject matter is not like something I'm interested in. So I don't feel like I would have a good time because I'd be like, I'm already not interested in this. And then there's these other downsides that I don't want to experience as well. There's a brute. He's yellow. Not to be rude, can you switch topics? Because a lot of that is wrong. I mean, it's just my opinion. I don't know if like is an opinion wrong. Like I said, it just the subject matter doesn't interest me. Where's my pet? My pet is dead. I need to feign. I don't know if this is going to be an effective place to level because an opinion can be wrong if it's based on incorrect. You're spicy tonight, Skyless. I like that. So, Frontier Mountains, what's the play here? Everything is blue or yellow. I can't fight the yellows. So, kind of just parked out here in the... I could probably invis. Kind of just parked out here waiting to get rocked by something. As far as where to level here, I don't know if this is viable because I can't hang out in the middle of this and try to kill things. There's decent things to try to fight, but they're all like out here in the open. And that's why most people go to the giant fort. We're just gonna gate back to the giant fort. There's only 5 players now in Warslicks. We should be good. There's a big Comic Con in Michigan. It's not as big as California. It's not as bad as it seems from articles and TV. Yeah, I've never watched like a TV episode about a con. I actually don't watch TV. Look at this. There's like a lobby out here actually trying to level in the Warslicks. That's interesting. My girlfriend asked me to go, and I was like, I don't know. It's just not for me. It may be for some people, and I respect that. Definitely not for me. I don't like crowds, period. I try to avoid anywhere that's going to be crowded. Let's see, are we going to strike out on round 2 of the giant fort? It's almost looking like, yeah, there's a guy killing that one. There's nothing up over here. That guy's up. Okay, we're just gonna... Oh, yeah, these guys are up. We're gonna just nudge our way in here and start pulling and compete for resources as nature intended. We're gonna make this work. Hopefully we get lucky on our pet summoning here. We did. We got lucky first try. We do just a quick med up. And okay, Skylas, have a good night. And then we're gonna power through the last 20 or so percent of this level. Time is working against me. We've been going for an hour and a half, and I think I've gotten maybe 5% towards the next level. Too much just running around, too much looking for stuff to kill. Not efficient running around, but sometimes it's necessary. Back to the giant fort. Yep, I think you missed it. I was just kind of running around Frontier, and it was just kind of... There really wasn't like a good spot to pull to. There was a lot of yellow mobs still out there, so I just said, you know what? We'll go somewhere where we can... We're gonna get more than Sarnak Fort. We'll keep getting level 34 words, too. We're in a tough spot. Level 32 is a tough kind of a... Without grouping, this is not a good level for Kunark. You gotta fight through the bad levels. Already saw the bar jump quite a bit though there. Not quite a bit, but enough. Enough for me to be like, okay. This is fine. Yeah, 34 will be a good level. Collarbones will be a good spell to get. Hopefully we get some more words. That way I can make some like early attempts to research that one. I would love to have that spell right at 34. That would just be great. So I kind of want to grab this guy before he gets over here. A little bit low on mana. We might get lucky on some weapons too, like giant weapons. Those make you some money. The Forest Lords or Forest Giant Lord Tunic is worth like 60 plat. If that drops, that's nice. But I actually feel pretty confident in the amount of money that I have. I don't think level 34 spells are going to be an issue. I'm sitting on 1,000 plat. let's get down here. Let's grab this guy. That GCD reset is nice. I can drop 2 dots on them before they get to me. Oh, he interrupted me. I'm almost wondering if I even need to fear. Might be able to save some of that mana on the fear. Yeah, we'll try an experiment on the next one where we just keep the heals like constantly going on the pet and see if that is doable. Because the heal, let's look here. The heal is only 10 mana. That's like nothing. And the fear is 40, so you're saving 30 mana. I guess I have 722 mana, so it's not like either of them is a huge amount. And we've already gotten almost a full blue out here, so I don't know what the deal is with Sarnak Fort and why Sarnak Fort is such poor experience. And yeah, you can definitely tell I'm at the upper end of this Lich spell because the mana regen is just so slow. Level 34, if I can get that Call of Bones, that's going to be like nice having that mana regen. Neutral Rocket says, need a good pet though, otherwise it takes a lot of damage and you get downtime from having to heal it. Yep. And max level pet should be doing 28 damage. I think he's max because he's conning green. But he might not be max. Or not green, sorry, blue. He might be the second level to max because he's hitting for 26 here and here. So 2 in a row for 26. He's probably not max, but yeah, he's still good. I'll keep him. Your name, Neutral Rockets, is making me want to bust out Team Fortress. I wonder how that game is doing, is if there's even very many people playing it. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that Valve hasn't put out like a Team Fortress sequel or update, a big update. It hit all-time player count? Really? I'm gonna have to look that up. Steam charts, Team Fortress 2. Holy smokes. You are not wrong. Wow. It's lost a lot of players like since that peak. I wonder what caused that. Do you know why so many people came back to the game? Did some like huge streamer do like a oh man, these Iksars are killing me. They just killed everything out here. There's an evergreen. Oh yeah. Well, the peak was in July. We gotta watch out during this long run back that we don't drag some aggro. Usually my ideal rotation is I have this guy over here to the left, this guy over here to the right, which he just popped, and like one of the pathers, and that's enough for the that's enough for me to kill with the downtime that I have. I don't know if my pet's gonna be able to get aggro here. Might be face tanking this guy. That drain spell really helps while you're face tanking though. I'm actually not overly worried about it. Yeah, this guy's down here taking the ones down. Just FDD, or FD, yeah, I could have FD'd. How much mana is FD? It's 60. So I feel like at that point I might just be better off fearing. Although after you FD you can med. Gotta get the leech up on him. I knew he was gonna bash me. He's taking a little bit of damage, but he seems to be doing okay. Dang, he got a good swing in there. As long as he's not dropping down to like 20-30%, he should be fully healed by the time I med. Yeah, at least the experience bar is moving. Slow night on the stream. It's a little bit quiet. Yeah, I'm wondering why July of 2023. Oh, they did a summer update. It was a major seasonal update that was released July 12th, 2023. 14 new maps, 25 new cosmetics. Well, that's cool. Oh, I got a bot came in here. It was able to catch it. Twitch actually caught it, and I was able to mute the bot chat. It was like, do you want to let this chat go through or not? That's interesting. It's almost like they're listening. And I'm like, oh, it's slow. And then they're like, we got this. Pay some money. I would feel so disingenuous if I paid money for viewers. That's like not what I want to do. It would be really bizarre too to have like 100 viewers in here and nobody talking. I can't imagine those chat bots like talk. Not gonna pay you. No, you're definitely on the payroll, Neutral Rockets. You're on the Cast Nation books. Get him, pet. Get him off me. I know you can do it. I need to rebuff myself, and then I kind of messed up and took my pet heal off. Luckily, this guy's not doing very much damage, or he wasn't. As soon as I say that, he's going to start whacking my pet really hard. Yeah, we've already gotten 2 blues here, and I spent, what, 40 minutes at the Sarnak fort and got like 1 blue? That was... I'm actually really, honestly surprised at how that experience scaling works. Because I don't think these guys are that much higher than the Sarnaks. Maybe they are. Let me look that up. Sarnak Recruit. Sarnak Recruit is 21 to 25. Mountain Giant Evergreen. Or Forest Giant. Whoops, I typed it in wrong. It's 22 to 27, so not that much. Yeah, it's pretty obvious why this is a like more utilized spot, because the Sarnak Fort, they are kind of hard. Like this is this is so incredibly safe. Like very rarely do I have any sort of issues out here. And they're like always preventable issues. And yeah, the loot is good here. You're right. Neutral rockets, like good vendor drops. I'm so floored that they drop level 34 words at level 27. That part's crazy to me as well. Wondering if we just need to fear. Nope. Oh. Oh. They're pretty much almost dead by the time the pet gets aggro on them. I have 2 weeks left in my master's program. I was just thinking about it. I did my homework already for the week. It's just like it's gonna be nice to say like, yep, I'm done. Although I will say one thing that is kind of nice about being in school is even whenever you have weeks where you're like not doing a lot otherwise outside of school, you're always working towards something. The girls. Oh, one thing nice about school, the girls. I go to school online, so, and it's all people that are like older and yeah. I've done all my schoolwork online, except for I went to one math class in a strip mall of all places just to get my associates done. And I was like required to get my associates done for my job. And luckily, the instructor or the professor or whatever was like really cool. And He wasn't like a hardcore, like he was like, yes, I know you guys are all here to like meet your requirements, so I'm just gonna try to teach you things that you can practically learn from and not try to make you into math wizards. He's like, if any of you are actually looking at pursuing an engineering degree, you may want to drop this class and go somewhere else. Or work with me and let me know so I can work with you one on one. And I thought that was pretty cool. I still had to do homework. I still had assignments, but it was very like relaxed. Yeah, that guy made that class like super enjoyable. Haven't used a single bit of maths from your engineering degree. That's crazy. I kind of want to like teach myself that level of math through YouTube. Get him, pet. Get him, pet. He's beating me up. Jeez, my pet's struggling here. Guess I'll tank this one. Just yeah, I would love to be able to look at an equation and be like, I know how to do this. So there is one other thing about this camp that I haven't pointed out that makes it a huge like positive, and that's the fact that it's well lit. What's up? Yep. Yeah, we should. 6 foot's small. Oh, sweet. We can put our own lights on it. Yeah, we can just go get our own lights. That's awesome. Tell her thank you for me. Guess we're getting a free Christmas tree. I'll take it. One less thing to buy. I don't even have a Christmas tree. No, it's a fake one, but I'm okay with that. I've done both. I've done the real and the fake, and I'll take the fake all day long. The real trees, like, yeah, they make such a mess. I have bad allergies, so that like I would probably be sneezing and coughing the whole time I was in the house. So fake just makes the most sense. And you can pack it up and store it for next year. You don't have to spend it every year, spend money on it every year. High quality fake. Nice. Yeah, I'd rather have a synthetic. I'll stop calling it fake. I'd rather have a synthetic tree. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go back to fearing because I can't med when I'm face tanking. I'm excited to hit 33, but I would just be ecstatic if it was 34. that will be the next hurdle. The question is, where do I hit 34 at? It's probably going to be here. It's just probably going to be really slow. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of words out here tonight. I remember one time I was out here grinding and it was on P1999 blue. And I remember listening to documentaries while I was doing this, and I was listening to the last 24 hours of like different celebrities like Johnny Rotten and Elvis Presley. It was like morbidly fascinating to hear how Elvis was like freaking next to dead, and he had that manager that was like forcing him to go perform. It's really sad. He was like crazy in debt. He had all kinds of people that had kind of latched onto him and were just leeches. Pretty sad state of affairs, really. Let's see, this guy down here should be up. He has a buddy. I don't know if I want to pull just yet. I need this guy to go away. Shoo. There we go. Thank you. No bash. Oh, he bashed. I guess I didn't need to fear there because my pet had aggro, so that was kind of a pointless fear. I need to adjust my tactics here. If my pet has aggro, I won't fear. If he doesn't have aggro, then I need to fear so I can still med. Thought we got words. We got Velishul's Tome. Lame. I'm wondering if, yeah, even at 33, with the way that the experience is going, it's gonna be slow, but it's slow and steady, and it's like safe. Should be able to get 2 dots and fear off. Yeah, I'm going for the 3rd dot, and the reason for that is so that I make sure my pet doesn't outdamage me, so I get the full experience. The reason for that 3rd dot. I feel like if I only did 2 dots, my pet would steal the experience. But then again, maybe it's faster. Although I run out of spawns, so speed is not necessarily an issue. Because it's not like things are spawning and I'm like having to wait on them. Let's see, that's an evergreen. We need to go grab him before this other guy does. Although, okay, now we got 2 evergreens out here. We don't want to do this. I feel like I've safely pulled with those 2 in that configuration before. Oh, even better. Ah! I accidentally almost casted a dot on myself. I hate when you do that. It's so funny how this game lets you dot yourself. But at least the fort isn't overly camped at this point. Usually about 9 o'clock it kind of calms down out here. And also, usually I'm the highest level person in the camp. And the lobies will typically go for the greenwoods first, and then they may try an evergreen here and there. Versus me, I'm going exclusively for the evergreens, so it kind of works. It's like a little ecosystem, you know, like I'm going for the bigger guys. It helps keep it safer for them. And it just kind of works for everybody. When everything is in harmony like it is right now. And we are less than 5% to 33, so that's nice. And that's about an hour. So we're about an hour in. So if I get approximately the same amount of experience at the next level, maybe a little bit less, we're looking at maybe 5 to 6 hours of consistent grinding here at the giant fort to hit 34. And then at 34, I'll have better spells and should be able to handle some harder enemies. I definitely don't want to stay here past 34. Even if these guys are still giving experience, I don't want to stay here and have it turn into another Sarnak fort where I'm getting like less than 1% per kill. Oop. Glad he popped up when he did. And I've stopped putting the Intensify Death spell on my pet. Even though he's doing less damage, I feel like I'm recasting that almost every pull, and it's actually eating into the mana regen quite a bit. So I think it may actually be less efficient. I don't think it really matters. He's still whacking him pretty good. What? Uh, Neutral Rockets, whenever you come back, if you're back, you can let me know where you downloaded the Dux UI from. Because I see some different download links out there. I can at least download the files and I can install them as soon as I get off tonight. Last night I was going to play my Switch because my ribs were hurting. And I ended up getting caught up in a YouTube video that was actually really good. It was a guy on a aircraft carrier that had a camera in his cockpit of a F-18. And it was really, really cool to see how they marshal aircraft through these aircraft carriers and how they get them ready to launch. And it's a whole process to launch aircraft on an aircraft carrier, man. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't think the Air Force could do this. Well, we could do it, but like, it would take some time to like really figure it out, you know? Like, those guys have got it down to a science. It was really impressive to see how everybody has, you know, a job and how they're all working together to safely launch these things in like an extremely dangerous work environment. Because you have no margin of error on that little aircraft carrier, and the flight deck is like, or the deck of the aircraft is like, or the carrier, sorry, is just crammed with aircraft. So it's like really crazy to see how they're just packed on there and how tightly they have to maneuver the aircraft to get around each other. And then they put them on these like catapults, and everybody's got to be checking everything. Like, dudes are checking to make sure it's seated properly in the catapult. People are telling him to fold his wings in, telling him to fold his wings out. And I was imagining, like, yeah, if somebody messed up in that environment, like you messed up hooking it up to the catapult, you messed up, you know, you told them maybe not to put their wings out, and then they go to try to launch and their wings aren't out. Like, there's all kinds of like ways that that could go wrong. Oh, we're getting so close. If I'd have stayed here, I'm wondering if I'd have just should have just stayed here instead of running around. But then again, if you don't ever go out and explore and try to find new areas, you're never going to find anywhere new to level. Honestly, I might make like a Reddit post tomorrow and ask for some help to see if anybody's got a good suggestion for where to take this character at 33. We want to grab this guy, even though we're only at 70 mana. Ah. I'm hungry for like 4 different things right now. I'm hungry for like tacos. Hey, I'm Kevin. What's up? Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us. I'm out in Warslicks. You missed the initial part of the stream. I was just running around trying to find somewhere else to go to level. And Frontier Mountains is just too scary. There's just too much like wandering mobs, and there's not really a good spot to camp. Then I was at Sarnak Fort for like 40 minutes and got a whopping like 5% experience, from like 75 to 80% towards level 33. Hey, you showed up at just the right time and caught the ding. Yeah, lots of Kunark zones are scary. Thanks for the grats. Level 33. Let's go. And now I'm at a loss. If you actually, you're the perfect person to ask. If you know of a spot for 33, like I want to get to 34, obviously. Let's see. I haven't had the goals up. Where are they? They're popping up there in the corner. That's weird. Okay. This is what my goals were last time I had the goals up. We can probably we'll get rid of Sarnak Ceremonial Dagger. It's just probably either not going to happen or it'll happen like Neutral Rocket said when I least expect it. So level 34 spell research is a goal. We can keep the 5th rank skull cap. What's another good goal for Mr. Best Friend? Hmm. We'll put it down here. Hey, Sora. Oh, wait. I'm changing that in the wrong scene. OBS is hard. There we go. But what I'm thinking is now, I guess they're still blue. That's good. At least some of these will still be blue. I love watching my skeleton go flying off the hill to attack these things. It's so funny. So, I mean, the benefit to staying here on Giants is it's, like, safe and it's easy. And I get more level 34 components this way, research components. The negative is that it's just kind of slow. Like, I can't imagine I'm going to get very much experience per kill at this point at level 33. Trying to find a spot you used to level? Nice. Oh, yeah, appreciate any help you got. I'm a little bit too low for the Dreadlands Yeti Cave. I think those go up to 35, so I don't want to go out there and then, like, not be able to kill everything. I mean, the bar moved. I'm like, you guys see me leaning forward and squinting. I promise I'm going to download Duxa UI. And actually, Kevin, if you know where to, yeah, the goals are back. We got goals. If either of you know the optimal place to download the Duxa UI, let me know, because I see a lot of different things on Google, and there's no one definitive, like, get this here. Like, for example, on Google, the first search return is a 2011 forum post on the P1999 forums and was last edited in 2014. So I'm not sure if those are, like, still current or where I should get the Duxa UI files. I don't want to download an old version and have it mess something up. Yeah, the goals are back. Level 34 spell research, 5th rank skull cap still. That one I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do. I got to get levitated. Not sure about the UIs. I have a 4K monitor, so I don't have many choices. Nice. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade my setup here. Christmas hits me pretty hard. I got 5 kids, so. And there's also other things that I'm looking to do. I want to climb mountains. So it's almost like if I can game on the current setup that I've got, like I'll take more hiking and camping gear over a computer any day. There's only one you found that works okay on 4K. I was going to say Track's Teeth near the wall by Seb Ruins, but I think you're still a bit low. Yeah, 34 to 39. Yeah, I agree. I really feel like I'm just in a really kind of a low spot for Kunark. And if I wasn't Kunark-only, this would be a really easy problem to solve. I think I've already gotten almost one blue though from 2 kills, so this may still work. It's not the best for you guys, my viewers, because you're watching me do the same thing. So I may adjust a little bit. If I have an updated undead nuke, I will slap. I've just got I think the 29 was the last one. There is a Duxa link on the wiki. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Thanks, Kevin. Show Fox Clon, welcome back to the stream. Yep, the old orc, or not orc hill, almost, jeez, orc hill. The old giant hill. Yeah, I've gotten quite a bit of level 34 research out here. I've gotten quite a bit of mage. Giant orc hill, yeah. I've gotten quite a bit of mage research stuff out here too. That unfortunately I've just been vendoring because I don't have a use for. I don't think it's like perfect for my level, but I don't think it's actually that bad. And yeah, I agree with Kevin. I think the Giants do drop higher words than they should. I don't understand it, but I'm also not. I'm benefiting from it, so I'm not questioning it too much. If I can research my 34 pet at 34, that would be a huge win. Not my job, not my problem, yep. I do feel like it's either a bug in P99 or it was a bug in Classic that they're including in P99 to maintain the integrity of the experience. And that's actually a good topic for conversation. Do you guys know, being the P99 Classic EQ veterans that you are, have they left bugs in P99 intentionally? And then the follow-up to that is, have they fixed bugs that were present in the old game? Or maybe when I say bug, like even something like Giants dropping too high a level spell research. They leave bugs that were never patched out in the Velius era. I love that. And you know, it's one of those things like Brian Birmingham, uh, awesome dude, the main programmer, lead programmer for WoW Classic. He was so adamant about the no changes, right? And I know they did have to make some changes, and the changes that they made, I feel like were very calculated. Like there were things that they were like, we just kind of have to change this. We don't have a choice, or else nobody's gonna like. The best example is if you're familiar with Vanilla WoW, there was a famous quest line when a certain raid opened up where you could get a special mount, and it was the opening of the Encourage. Chrono Boom. Chrono Boom came later. I think at that point they had kind of given up on the no changes because they knew. I know that they knew there was going to be changes in TBC. Yeah, the Scarab Lord. And so if you were doing the Scarab Lord quest line, there was an NPC that you had to turn in a part of the quest line to, sitting right in the town in Silithus, which was the zone that you did Encourage, a lot of the Encourage stuff in. That's where the raid was. Other players could flag themselves at war with this NPC's faction, and they could effectively kill this NPC whenever they wanted to. It was easy NPC to kill. And so when the Scarab Lord quest first dropped, people figured that out, and they would just constantly try to pull that NPC and kill him, or at least pull him and reset him. Oh yeah, that was a huge deal. I know what you're talking about. That's where we get back to that whole emergent gameplay that we like to talk about, right? Where players make their own fun. Yeah, Grizzly, and then they ended up like getting totally. I think they got locked out of Scarab Lord. Like they tried to delay the. If I remember right, and correct me if I'm telling this wrong, they tried to delay the opening of the gates by manipulating the market because you had to turn in so many like peace bloom flowers, so much wool cloth, so much linen cloth, so much iron ore. There was all these different things. Yeah, they rigged the whole thing so that other players on the server couldn't get it, and then the rest of the server just like completely banded together and went after these guys, and they were unable to do. Yeah, they pay. Oh, they also pay the opposing faction guilds to target. Yeah, target their comp on their faction. And yeah, it totally backfired. I don't think anybody from Grizzly got a Scarab Lord because people um, prevented them from doing it. Because there were like, if I remember right, there was a lot of open world enemies that you had to do. They mass reported the whole guild and got them banned. Oh, oh, you're saying that Grizzly got a guild banned, then the devs were like, wait a minute, we're not doing this. We're banning you instead. Epic fail. Anyway, that was one of the changes that they had to make, was they made it so you couldn't attack that NPC. But if they didn't make that change, no one would have been able to do a Scarab Lord quest because there would have been constant trolling. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, the auto ban, where if enough people, because they don't want to pay game masters to actually do their jobs, they don't have enough game masters on staff for their multi-billion-dollar IP. So if enough people flagged somebody, like reported somebody, they would just get auto banned. But if you abused it and you got caught abusing it, like, yeah, they're just a small indie company. Well said. They're pretty much like the guys making Monsters and Memories, if I remember right. Blizzard Entertainment, I don't know. Didn't they make a game like in the 90s, Lost Vikings or something? That's pretty much all they've done, right? Rock and Roll Racing. A lot of people don't know Rock and Roll Racing was made by Blizzard. It's like a 2D racing kart, like kind of like kart game. It was like a Mario Kart clone called Rock and Roll Racing. Orcs versus humans. I don't know. I don't think I ever heard about that one or the whatever of darkness or something of chaos. I think they made some like indie title that actually revolutionized how players played online in the 90s called like Diablo, I think. Yeah, that's it. Frozen chair. Frozen chair. Very ice cold chair. Lord of Disturbance or something. Yeah. Good old Blizzard. Man, talk about a company that is like fallen. Like the WoW Classic guys, they're good dudes. Like the people making WoW Classic are the way they've explained it to me, and hopefully I'm not violating any liberties of trust in the conversations that I've had with them, is there's like Blizzard Activision, and there's all these huge games, and then there's like WoW Classic guys down here, and they're kind of like they're not always like at the table, if that makes sense. Like it's a pretty relatively low key thing that Blizzard has with them. They're still beholden to their policies and direction and decision making and all that. But like they're kind of off on their own, doing their own thing. Yeah, they still hold disdain. Oh my gosh, you think you do, but you don't. That phrase like actually makes me angry. And it actually no, the phrase doesn't make me angry. What makes me angry is how J. Allen Brack said that. Like the tone in his voice was so disdainful and like so disrespectful. Yeah, what do you guys not have phones? Because if you listen to that clip, the kid's going, he asks a really simple question. Have you ever thought about making servers for World of Warcraft or expansions as they were back then? Was how he said it. Maybe not exact words, but that was the gist, right? And I feel like if I was in that position to answer that question, I'm up on a panel in front of all my fans, the people who literally pay my bills, right? These people pay my bills. They make sure my kids can eat. And this guy goes, no. Like, he doesn't just go like, I'm thinking if it was me, I would have been like, hey, that's a great question. Let's talk about the reasons for it and let's talk about the reasons against it. And then let's talk about why we don't want to do that. Like, that's how you answer that question. Instead, J. Allen Brack goes, and I'm sorry, that was really loud in your guys' ears. He goes, no. And he goes, you don't want that. He tells the guy what he wants, which is, to me, just super disrespectful. Sorry, I'm on a tirade here, and if you guys want me to shut up, just let me know. He goes, you don't want that. He's like, and then he goes on to talk about how bad the game was back then. I think it's jealousy. I think they're jealous of, yeah, like he's talking to a kid, exactly. I think they're jealous of how these guys, Jeff Kaplan, he's a man child. Nicely said. Can I wish if that had a little bit more context, I would pin it. Here we go. There's an emote. I have an emote for this. I don't think I've ever used this emote before. That's for you, sir. 200 IQ right there. Yeah, he talks to him like he's a kid. I'm like, these guys pay your bills, man. It's kind of like Asmongold. We talk about Asmongold on here. These people pay his bills, and he talks to them like they're not even people. So disrespectful. You don't want that. One of the best things I ever saw was when Nostalrius shut down. The huge private server that was like a vanilla WoW private server that actually got Blizzard's attention. Um, you were just typing what? Something about Nostalrius. When Nostalrius shut down, somebody made a video where they essentially took that soundbite that you think you do but you don't, and they put it to like techno music, and then they kind of like remixed it so it was like, you think you do, or whatever. And then they just showed video footage of Nostalrius and the like 14,000 players that were on that server all playing at once. I mean, that server was crammed. I actually didn't like it because it was like too busy for me. Weird, the guy who's doing a solo challenge on EQ doesn't like crowded servers. I don't like crowded places in real life or in games. That's funny. I was on Kronos. That was my Kronos was my baby. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. Kronos did one thing that other WoW private servers didn't do, and it was like I've been messaging the Turtle WoW devs and being like, you need to do this, you need to do this. They took the code of the game and they figured out a way to make it so when there's a little bit of lag, characters don't jump around and like fidget. Because if you noticed on Nostalrius, on um even on Turtle WoW, any private server, as players are running, if there's a little bit of lag, their character models will be like going this way, and then they'll like jump left and then come back, and they'll jump left and then come back, or right. And visually, it's like really disturbing to my eye, and it actually like makes me not truly enjoy it, because I'm like, when you have enough people doing that, it's like it's almost like seizure worthy. They should just do expansions up to a certain point while it's still good and work on a new IP. Yeah, I don't really know where they're at with Warcraft IP. Like, they haven't released an RTS in 20 years. I don't know if they ever will. I think the lore is kind of gotten the lore has gotten kind of disjointed. My voice cracked when I said that. This guy's asking me how I get them to drop loot. I'm gonna tell him I've never seen a forest loop. I think in all my years playing this game and uh, killing giants at this place, I've only seen one forest loop. They should just do a vanilla plus like old school RuneScape. I I'm hopeful for Season of Discovery. We're like what, 2 weeks out? Tomorrow, I think we're 2 weeks out from Season of Discovery. The team is really excited. I think they've done something really different. Um, it's very ambitious. I will say that, but I'm gonna support them because I believe that they care about WoW Classic and they were really trying to make something different. Dang, Neutral Rockets, 2 forest loops. You're balling, man. You're balling out of control. Yeah, old school RuneScape is a really funny concept too, because they were treated the same way. They were treated like, oh yeah, go ahead, do your thing with it. We don't really I think they said they expected it to be down within 6 months. I thought that was normal. They expected OSRS to be shut down within 6 months, and now it's more popular than the actual, like, I guess retail, you could call it, version of the game. This really isn't bad experience, guys. I think I could do 33 to 34 here. This is not terrible. The reason they even took it seriously was because a YouTuber started a petition. I did not know that. At least they did. At least they took it serious. Like Blizzard was so high on their own whatever. And yeah, we didn't even get to that. Like, talk about a company that I used to trust implicitly to like put out a good product. Like if a new Blizzard game came out, I didn't even think twice. I was just like, "Yep, I'm getting it." And like so many years now of like this isn't what I thought I was going to get that now I don't like I haven't bought Diablo 4. I haven't paid for a new WoW expansion in like forever. The devs in OSRS actually kind of listen to the players, not all the time. Yeah, they do the polls and stuff. What do you mean you don't want pay to win? Is it pay to win? Is Diablo 4 pay to win? I know Diablo Immortal is like bad. I've heard that one is like predatory. Oh, Immortal? Yeah, I won't even download it. Like I won't even invest time in it because I already know what the end state is. The end state is you paying for whatever. I'd just rather pay a sub. Like pay a sub, give me the game, and let me decide whether I want to be awesome in it or if I just want to be casual. It's so strange to me, not strange, concerning to me that game companies now put psychologists on their payroll. Like Destiny 2, they incorporate psychologists in the development of the game. And that raises some pretty big like ethical concerns to me. Like yes, we know there's like psychology involved in advertisement and there's psychology involved in marketing. But to try to like use science, I mean it's like capitalism at work. Use science to develop a perfect system to get people addicted to your product. It's like tobacco all over again. Only mentally addictive and not physically addictive. Slots, yep. Oh yeah, I can definitely tell. When I go to a casino, like you know what they're doing. And trust me, I love I love playing slots. There's a reason why I was hooked on Diablo 2 for months, years. Because it's like a friggin' slot machine on your computer. Like, oh, I just got a jaw rune. Like, it does ruin lives, though. It is. It's like predatory. Yeah, slots with the way they like the noise and the lights. But I'm grateful that I can go to a casino and I can pull out a set amount of money and I can say, when this money is gone, I am done. And like, I treat it as if that money is already gone the moment I take it out of the ATM. Like, I go, this money's already spent. Let's go have fun. I treat it like entertainment. It's no different to me than going to the movies, than going to a baseball game. And then if you win money, you just kind of go, cool. But I don't ever go in with the anticipation that I'm going to walk out any better off than I was. I anticipate that I'll walk out. For me, the magic number is $100. Literally, $100 is all I get out. I think my girlfriend and I, we went and celebrated about 3 months ago. I pulled out like 500 to celebrate, and then we both spent 100, and then we just were like, we were both kind of like, "Are you done? I'm done." And we ended up, I like used the 300 I had left on like something for my car. So my car is bleeding me dry. I've done like so much work on that thing in the last year. It's nuts. Gotta have a ride though. It's super lucky every time. We need to go then. I need your help, sir. I guess you get lucky. I won't get lucky. I've never gotten lucky at a casino, not even once. 7K, wow. Yeah, I've never like I've gotten lucky to the point where I've made my money back and been able to walk away like with a night of fun for free essentially. Oh, I didn't put a dot on him. Third dot on him. That's all right. But I've never walked out like 7,000 richer. That's crazy. I remember I went to the casino on Veterans Day in Vegas because they were doing like a free buffet, and I'd always heard like you get free drinks while you're playing. So I was trying to get a free drink. This was back when I drank, and I played for like an hour, and I was trying to like milk the money so that I could get a free drink, and no one ever came by and offered me a free drink. I was like, what the heck? It makes sense to offer free drinks. You get people boozed up and they're going to spend more money, guaranteed. Well, AC. Yeah, there's a pretty decent casino near us where I'm at. Oh, Atlantic City. Oh, okay, yeah. I should have caught that. I'm such a nerd. I was like Asheron's Call? Like that's a weird game. I have that installed on my computer and I was playing on a private server for that. Yeah, armor class. Thaco? You're a true nerd if you understand Thaco. That was such a weird system. It was like the armor class was, if it was higher, was not as effective. So you wanted a low value because of the way that the dice roll, and I don't understand it well enough to explain it like in detail. It was like the lower the class you had, the better chance you had of deflecting the damage. So if you played like Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, I don't know what rule set 3 is based on. It's newer, so I imagine they probably went with 5th edition. Here, have this -2 AC, yeah, and you're like, what? This thing's awful. It's got negative AC and it's actually like god tier, you know? I don't know if you can have negative. Could you have negative? Baldur's Gate 3 is 5th edition. Yeah, I played Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 1, and those used third or I think they used 3.5 if I remember right. I played Pool of Radiance in recent years. Oh, it's second. Wow, I thought it was 3. Um I played Pool of Radiance and it's based off first edition. And that was just like wild. 3 is when they went to big numbers better. Oh, is 5th edition more like Final Fantasy where you have like 2,000 hit points? There's a little bit of a benefit to that though. Like, dude, in Pool of Radiance, when you first start, your like caster characters have 4 HP. Like they take one shot. They get like one shotted by level 1 enemies. And then you're having to reload your save because there's no chance you're going to go to the priest and have them resurrected at level 1. You don't have the money. And then once you got the fireball spell, you were you're like game was over. You have the fireball spell and you get attacked by you would in Pool of Radiance you would get attacked by like 40 orcs at once. And when you're lower level, you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here, and you run away. But once you get that fireball spell, you're just like, I got this, and you cast one fireball and it kills everything in the screen, and you're like, huh, that was cool. I'm gonna pimp my stream to this guy. Fifth is still larger is better, but it's not as out of hand as third or 3.5. Yeah, I like the low number type games. The older Final Fantasies did it pretty good where like you weren't getting like you weren't gonna finish Final Fantasy 1 with more than like, I don't know. If I remember right, it was like 2000 HP or something. It wasn't like in the newer Final Fantasies you're getting like 999 guaranteed, or even I think some of them even go higher now. That's a bit much. MMOs do that too. They get like some games they end up having to do a stat squish because of the way that the scaling works, and every successive expansion you've got higher and higher gear levels. Shoot, I remember at one point in WoW, like you had like millions of hit points and you would crit and it would be like 6.2 million, and you're like, is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. Like I just hit a guy for over 1 million, but like he didn't die, so it must not have been that good. Get him, pet. Monk is OP in Baldur's Gate 3, and that's not the case in D&D. That's interesting. I was telling this guy eventually the end state is I would actually like to move over to just streaming on YouTube. I don't know if I've told you guys that. Oh, look at that. Giant Lord's Tunic. That's a sweet 65 platinum right there, boys. Boys, I say that in a endearing, gender neutral way. I'm not assuming any viewers gender. That's a 65 plat payday, viewers. Money. I'm a girl named Kevin. Me too. For my time with Baldur's Gate 3, damage seems pretty accurate. I have no concept of D&D outside of playing D&D video games. Gender neutral rocket, nice. That's a good one. That one's getting pinned. That's funny. Yeah, I've only really ever played the video games. I've played D&D tabletop maybe once. Or not maybe once. I did play it once. Like it didn't appeal to me at the time because the players that I was playing with were not very mature. I don't think the DM understood the rules very well. And it's not fun to me if players are not acting out their characters as if they were their characters. Like, if you make a character whose backstory is he's like a swashbuckler who likes to drink in bars and pick up girls, and it's in character for you to do that, then sure. But like every single person in the group was like, let's go to the bar and pick up chicks. I'm like, you guys really want to do that in the tabletop game and have a dude describe the girls to you? Like, what are we doing? It's kind of like it was like the video. Has anybody ever seen that video where they're playing D&D and the one guy's like, "Where are the Cheetos?" It was like that. They were trying to get them sockless. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a good video out there. Let me see if I can find it. I'll link it. I'm not gonna play it. I'll link it. I'm gonna have to Google like where are the Cheetos. Yeah, I think it was for It was for the game Summoner. There we go. Which was like an old RPG. This this is what my D&D experience was like as a teenager. It was like that to a T. So I didn't really enjoy it, but I'd be interested to try it again with the right people. I may just power through to 34 here. I'm thinking this is a good spot to do this. I never played that game Summoner. I only know it from the that promotional video. That was one of those like before YouTube videos that made its way through like email, you know, people would email that video to each other. There was like a Flash site you could watch it on. Remember the old Flash sites? Back when viral videos were on like Newgrounds and or just somebody's personal website and you'd have to get the link. It wasn't all on like TikTok and obviously YouTube. Get him, Pet. Yeah, it's a great video. I want to cast it at the darkness. I am Falstaff, sorcerer of light. Uh-oh, I'm full. I don't think I need this. We can power through a little bit longer. I'm at 20% already. That's great. And I think if I remember right, can you guys see it? You can't see it. I'll drag it up here. Here we go. The words of rupturing, I think, is one of the words that I need for level 34, or maybe it's words of I think it's words of haunting. So I've gotten some level 34 pet spells or pet spell research components. Yeah, that's a good video. I saw that video all the way back in 2001. I can't believe it's so long ago. That was back when a video would go viral and it would be quote unquote viral for like months because there wasn't another new video to come in right behind it. Hauntings for the pet, yeah, that's good news for me. I'm pretty sure I have like enough pet spell components that where I can do a Hail Mary like level 34 research and hopefully get lucky. But I recognize that I'm not as lucky as Am Kevin. I don't walk out of the casino with 50 or not 57,000 extra dollars. That's crazy. Yeah, it's haunting, suffering, and I think what was the other one? Possession or something? Oh no, he resisted my fear. I want to eat that pie. I think that pie gives me some stats. Get him, Pet. Oh yeah, Dark Paths, that's it. That was at my buddy's bachelor party. True, too. Drank for free until 6 a.m. and walked out with $7,000. Yeah, I've never gotten that lucky. I played 3-card poker one time. I ended up playing poker with Big and Rich, the country group. That was kind of cool. Like, oh, there's another Words of Haunting, and there's a straw spun belt. I don't think we need this fruit. Get rid of the fruit. I was sitting at the poker table in Deadwood, South Dakota, playing 3-card poker, and in walks Big and Rich, the country group, And I'm not a huge country music fan. I don't hate it, but I'm not really big in it. But I have listened to their music, and whenever they say they come into the bar and they buy everybody drinks and they have a good time, like they actually mean it. Like that's not just something they put in their lyrics to sound cool. They bought everybody drinks in the bar, and I was actually there another night that weekend. I was there Friday night, played poker with them, and then I was there Sunday night, and there was less people in the bar, and they like went nuts. They got everybody in the bar drunk. Like they were buying tons of drinks. Only famous person I met at the casino is Riff Raff. I don't know who that is. Riff Raff. I ran into the Oak Ridge Boys. That's another kind of older country bluegrass type group. They were down in Deadwood too that weekend. You don't want to? Nice. But when I was playing poker at the poker table with Big and Rich, I was there with another military guy. He wasn't. I wasn't there with him. He was just happened to be at the table playing as well. And this guy like embarrassed us, man. Like I was military, he was military, and this guy was kind of drunk, and he was like, "Big and Rich, it is such an honor to be playing poker with you." I was just like, "Shut up, dude. Like you sound ridiculous." Like I was like cringing for this guy. Like just let him play poker. They're buying everybody drinks. Just let him enjoy. I'm the same way. Yeah, I don't get starstruck like uh they put on their pants one leg at a time like the rest of us. I'm not going to lose my stuff just because they showed up somewhere. I don't go up to famous people in public unless they're there to meet people. That's very respectful. That's awesome, Kevin. Yeah, like let them let them try to live at least as normally as they can. Yeah, if they're clearly like doing things for people, like then maybe, but and it depends on the celebrity too. Like if I saw a celebrity that I just recognized but wasn't like an actual fan of, I probably would just leave them alone. Famous people put on their they have other people put on their pants for them. Maybe depends. I guess depends on how famous. Nephew's football coach is a Super Bowl winner, and people hound him every. Who is it? And if you don't want to dox him, that's okay. I'm not gonna like go Google M Kevin's coach or whatever Nephew's coach, but that's pretty cool. I'm just curious if I know who the player is. Dedicated pants putter on. I read that as dedicated pants peanut butter. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I glanced over there, Devin McCourty. I don't know who that is. American football cornerback. Looks like he played for the Patriots. He's younger than me. I now feel really old. Yikes. It's getting to the point now where like players my age are all retired. Oh, look at that. We got us another one. What do I get rid of? Sarnak blood's worth like 2 gold apiece. We just got crazy. I'm gonna tell this guy I'm out here with. We just got crazy loot. Neutral rockets, your winner. I need to bring back the your winner. I had a scene in OBS that had your winner like going all over the screen. I need to bring that back. There's a lot of stuff I used to do that made the stream more fun that I really need to like invest the time in setting up again cuz like those things really help keep people engaged, especially when I'm doing stuff like this. Like this is my voice is cracking. This is so repetitive. Like the best I've got is we can tell stories and talk about things. Talk about how stupid people are when they meet famous people. I kind of had a feeling when I started this that that was going to be the thing though. Like on my enchanter, I was constantly doing stuff like the other night when I was in down there. That was like every night for me. Like every night was me going to some crazy place and like being an inch from death no matter what I was doing. If I wasn't so invested in this guy, I would bring back the Chanter streams. But I really want to finish this. I may finish at 50 though. I don't know. I think when the time comes, those of you that have been here for the majority of it, I'll probably set up like a poll, and we'll kind of decide collectively together. And decide, do we go to 60? Because 1 to 50 is one thing. 50 to 60 is basically the same amount of experience, if I remember right. 50 to 60 in Velius, that'd be kind of cool. Don't worry, I'll make a... If I were to do that, I would make a video giving a role-playing reason why Mr. Best Friend has decided to leave Kunark. There we go. Those are good words. Words of the suffering. I'll have to put some thought into how I would retcon that and make Mr. Best Friend adapt his story to feed my to feed my needs, to fit my needs. Defeat my needs is what I just said there. Could just rot in City of Mist for the rest of, yeah, that's like, I feel like 50 to 60 Kunark-only would be like probably Chardock, which I'm gonna guess is still really camped. Ah, there's only 5 people in there. Howling Stones. It would be a lot of dungeon. It would be a lot of dungeons. I don't think I would do that in like an outdoor zone. Howling Stones is your favorite zone for Necro? Is it just because of all the undead? I'm assuming there's undead, that's why it's your favorite zone. I've never been there. There's so much of this game. I feel like I've experienced this portion of the game more like than any other part. Just open world grinding. It was really cool going to down there. Not not cool in that I died twice and it was absolutely terrifying, and there's definitely a point if anybody watching wants to go back and look, there's definitely a spot where I literally jumped, and my heart was freaking pounding out of my chest. I can't remember. I think it was Neutral Rockets. It's like, this is terrifying. Why are you doing this? I'm like, I don't know. Supposedly it's fun. People told me this game was fun. This guy asked me to pull this evergreen, so I'm taking care of him for him. I think the worst part, and I'm so glad it didn't backfire, was when I accidentally zoomed out just a little bit to where I was like right here, and then traded myself a piece of fruit that popped up on the forage, and that caused my invis to break, and I was like, dude, if that would have happened at the wrong time, like, that would have been game over. Charm another and repeat. Root all the mobs before breaking OV. Is OV invis? Or no, I guess that would... Rooting would break your invis. Yeah, I don't know what OB... Or you mean obviously? Ah, gotcha. So you just root everything and then charm, kill, charm, kill. Yeah, 34 is going to be a big level for me because I get that root. And now with a root, I can more safely charm. I'm not foolish enough to try to charm without a root. And I tried for days, maybe a week, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, to get the level 16 Hungry Earth Undead Only route. And eventually I had to just give up. I just could not get the words. But if you're charming something and you don't have the enemy rooted, then when charm breaks, now you have two enemies running at you. Or if the charm breaks, I mean, you have two enemies coming after you. So when I charm on my enchanter, I always have the enemy rooted, so if charm breaks, you can very easily deal with your charm mob. And charm is super RNG dependent, like it'll just break randomly. I have never tried charming the servants of Sithrax. Is that in Field of Bone? Oh, you know what? I totally missed out. I could have went to that Field of Bone camp. What level is that? I bet this guy's doing that. This level 24. Like 28? Maybe I can go there still. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night on stream. That way we're not just doing uh giants for 20 hours straight. Because I did actually really want to do that camp before I outleveled it. And I completely forgot about it. And if they're 28, that's better than this. Oh, it's not good? Well, maybe I just do it anyway just to say I did it and have documented video evidence. Because that's kind of the point of doing the Kunark-only, was just to try all those different weird camps and not just go to the most optimal places of always. It was a pain in the ass. I bet with 34, maybe we do it with 34 spells, we could probably rock that place. It's probably not as good experience at 34 though. I know I did like a really weird route to get to be able to do the giants. Like there was a point where I was killing the camp of like outcast Iksars, like the Iksar Pariah camp in the northern part of Warslick's Woods. I was doing the goblin fort that's up there where there's like 3 goblins. Like I did some kind of oddball camps. Okay, it's time to gate. I'm gonna gate back. I hate this zone aside from this spot. Well, brute camp is good. The brutes are good. Yeah, it's not a good zone to like open world farm for sure. Yeah, the Iksar Necro or Outcast Iksar camp was actually really good. And the Goblin camp wasn't bad. Because I kept trying to come back to Giants and I couldn't kill them. Only gone to the Brutes for 45 minutes. I feel like Brutes is one where you get it and you lock that thing down for like 7 hours. 63 plat for that. We're making some money. Some of these aren't really worth a whole lot. I'll take it. I'll take every bit I can get. And then we're going to run inside to the Necro class trainer, and we're going to dump all this into research, and it's going to be gone. Aren't there a ton of pathers near the goblins? No, actually, that goblin camp is super safe. The one I'm talking about is... I'll pull it up on the wiki here. It's this one right here. So there's the giant fort, there's cab, you run north, and there's like no pathers in this area. And they're all single poles. There's 4 of them that are single poles. And then this is that pariah camp, and that one's pretty good too. It's a little bit higher than the goblins. And the goblins really weren't, like, they weren't the best experience, but they were pretty safe. I think I died there once from a, they do spawn casters. The blood tracers, as they're called. They're shamans. I don't know why I hang on to those silver studs. There's a Velishul's tome hiding in my words. Get out of here, Velishul's tome. Probably never go there. Yeah, the only reason why I went there is because, like, out of sheer necessity for, well, one, I was really getting tired of Field of Bone. Do one, yeah, that's right. You said that you do 1 to 20, and then you go through Kerns. I did some, like, outside of Kerns. There's actually a really good spot to fear kite. It's like a little cubby in the back outside of Kerns, and you can pull stuff back up into that cubby and then fear kite really safely. So I did that for a while. I fear kited next to Kesora for a while. Yeah, it's like brigands, heartsting scorpions. There's just like a handful of decent like blue mobs there at around 16 or 17. Oh, whoops. Can I do a slash who? Sure. Or are you talking whisper on Twitch? You can send me a message. Oh, I don't, if you remember the zone name, I can slash who it. Might just be East Cablis. I don't know if that's it. Cab East. It says nobody. Research is going to cost 3 plat per. Wow. It's going to get very expensive to practice this research, but luckily I don't have a whole lot to really spend my money on. Yeah, we just burned through like probably 50, 60 plat right there. That's a lot for me. Oh no. Oh no. I got stuck. Cab is dead. I will say, I think the Quorum effect is starting to wear off. Because I've noticed green is hitting back up around 800 to 900 players when I get on, which I consider to be a really healthy population for a 24-year-old game running on a private server. Our chanters are low-level players, not constantly comping in East. Or constantly camping. I've never seen a chanter or anybody killing. Oh no, I've seen one guy since I started doing this killing cab guards. And it was a troll like Shadow Knight. He was killing the guards. I think it was East Cab, yeah. It's me and another player, Videsi. And you can actually just type slash. You don't have to type slash who. Just the actual slash and enter will return the slash who. Well, we got some experience. We got some words. We made a decent chunk of change. Look at that. I'm up over 1,200 plat. That's good news. Yes, I'm gonna convert my copper. And then the words. Lordy Lord, did he farm words? Let's see. We got words of haunting here. Those are. Oh, yeah, look at that. Want to hear something silly? Sure. I'm going to look real quick at what my level 34 pet spell requires. I think it's dark paths, haunting, and suffering. And I've got 3 suffering here. And I have 4 dark paths. So I've got a good base here to try to get a pet at 34. That's all that giant farming. That's all that's gotten me a lot of good words. Call of Bones needs neglect, endurance, and motion, and I think I have at least one shot at that. I may not try that right away. I've got one set of neglect here. Words of detention. There's another dark paths. I've got 5 sets of dark paths, and there's another suffering. I've got so many words. Where's the rupturing? I wish there was a better way to do this. Does Dux UI fix this? It would be really nice to have this all in one like box that I could just nope. Wait a minute. This words of efficacy, I think that's a mage word. Nope. It's for surge of enfeeblement. I'll probably never I'll research it and vendor it. I guess I didn't have that one. I don't see it. Oh, it's such a mess. Words of allure. I know that's the first I've ever gotten to that. Words of dissemination. What is that? What is words of dissemination for? Words of dissemination. Vampiric curse. I've already got that spell. Dark paths are all from. I would guess that a majority of anything you see that's from 34 would be from the giants. So I see words of neglect here. I've got one set of those. Words of endurance. And then I think I have a words of motion. I feel like I've seen it before. Maybe not. How do I not have a words of motion? Did I use it on something being dumb, not realizing I needed it? Oh, there we go. I got 7 of them. But I've only got 1 words of neglect. That's unfortunate. So I've got 7 of 1. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I need to alphabetize it. It's easier if you just open the research page and scroll down. Yeah, you're right. I'm doing this very inefficiently. I wish I had more of the words that I needed for. I'm gonna look and see. Sometimes I end up with 2 stacks like sitting around. I've been pretty good about it. Yeah, if I got more words of neglect, I would try to go for Call of Bones at 34. Should we do a Cabalist 500 real quick? We might as well. I keep telling myself I'm gonna get off, but oh, if we're gonna do this, I need to bring more money with me. I hate that. I'll get to like West Cab and be like, I found them. I got, I found the words, and then I can't afford them, and I gotta go back. And well, like even though there's nobody in Cab, I'm like somebody's gonna get them. They're gonna get them before I get back. Words of the element don't need. I don't think. Here, I'm gonna do what you said. Ah, gotta go to the research page here. Then I can just Control F. Words of the element is for summon heatstone. Okay. I've actually had luck getting words in the Tinkenbabble here. Oh, wow. Jackpot. Somebody vendored off a ton of words. Absorption is for harm shield. These all look low level. Cloudburst is for breath of the dead. Enlightenment is for identify. Eventide is for shadow sight. And then I have imitation and parasite. Those are like... Okay. I've failed to spell parasitism like 7 times, but I know I don't need them. Actually, let me make sure I don't need them. Vampiric Curse, yep. I think the one I need for Shadow Sight still is words of... Starts with an M. Or not materials. Hey, there's a words of haunting. I'll take it. Even though I've got a ton of those. Words of the Extinct, that's for the 20 pet spell. It's getting bad if I'm starting to memorize what they're all for. Used to find the most on the merchant near the bank who sells milk. Is that Clock Sweetsy? I'm not gonna go down in the basement here, even though maybe there might be words down there, but I don't like the ladders. The ladders in this game are awful. Like, you have to go into first person, you have to go just right up, you have to be very precise climbing up the ladder, and then you have to disembark the ladder perfectly or else you fall into a crack that gets you stuck, and then you have to wait like 3 to 5 seconds to get unstuck. And it's just like the worst design ever. Tension is for nullify magic. Only 2 plat. Oh no! Got murdered by ladders and Guck. Navigating Guck is like honestly one of the hardest things in life. Not even just in this game. And then navigating Guck while being attacked is even worse. And it's like you always feel like you kind of know where to go, but you end up not knowing where to go, and you're just getting killed, and it's miserable all the way until you die. As an ogre, yeah. Can an ogre actually navigate Guck, or do they have to be shrunk? I've never played a big race past like level 5. Oh yeah, you can duck. I think Dominion's a mage. Yeah. Boo, mage pet. Mage pet words. Oh, there's a clock hiding over here. The old cab 500. Oh, there's another haunting. I want to say motion is a good one. Yep, that's a good one. That's a pet spell one. Duration. There's some good words out here tonight. And then the incorporeal is for... I could probably take some time to just research up some spells. Words of Sight is a mage one. Oh, there's it. It must be because they reset the vendors. Maybe they were... Do vendors, does anybody know, do vendors hit a point where they like stop taking new stuff into their inventory? Because like it feels like there's new stuff because but I used to check these like every day and I don't feel like people are not vendoring things to them. I just feel like their inventory never changed. All right, just to be complete, we'll check the Spell Cove. We'll check West Cab. There's only a handful. Do we want to go down here to the Warrior Guild just to see? This guy's messaging me. He hit level 25. He must be lonely. I invited him to join the stream. Oh, that makes sense, Kevin. Yeah, you don't want to like... I'm glad you mentioned that because I've never recharged an item. But that would just be awful to like vendor your thing to him thinking you're going to recharge and end up losing that item because usually the items you want to recharge are not easy to get. Do J-Boots have charges? Do people have to recharge J-Boots? I will never have a set of J-Boots in this game. I already know it. Like, I feel like the only way I ever would is like 20 years after the heyday of Project 1999 where I log in and I'm like the only person. Leatherfoot's Raider Skullcap. Yeah, I can't remember what that does. I've heard of it though. People do camp that frequently. West Commons, is it like a one charge item? That would be nice to have just a... Let me try to spell Reviviscence here. That's level 16 pet. Would be nice to have your own ability to self-teleport to WC. This one I need. Obviously, Words of the Element is a... Oh no! Don't worry guys, I just wanted to get my swimming skill up. AC Gamer rated with a party of 24. Welcome to the stream, all 24 of you. This is the MMocracy, and I'm doing a solo self-found Iksar Necro who cannot leave Kunark. The Kevins have met. Another Kevin. I can't tell through the text. I can't tell. Is that like a hostile thing? Like, when Kevins meet, do they battle for like who's the dominant Kevin? There's always another Kevin. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for words on merchants. That's for DMF, Words of the Psyche. It costs 5 plat. Is DMF research only? It is research only. We're gonna buy that. That's like a past me is gonna hook future me up. Words of obligation. That's for the 44 pet spell. Cackling bones. That's another good one. That was kind of a good find, actually. DMF and a pet research component. That's a lucky find. Kevin's just take over. Who gets to be Kevin 1? And who gets to be Kevin 2? You Kevins have ruined your own lands. You shall not ruin ours. AC Gamer. I'll have to check out AC Gamer's stream. I don't usually go to other. I don't actually watch a lot of streams. I just do it myself. Words of bidding. That's a magician word, and then the Azia one we actually. Oh wait, that's a 9-plat word. Azia. Let's see here. Oh, that's a mage. That's a mage word. We don't need that one. Clam gravy. We have a few more clocks over here to check. We were talking about AC earlier. It was Atlantic City, though. We were discussing our gambling winnings, or I guess Kevin was. Kevin is maybe the luckiest Kevin. Kevin M. Do you have? You know, you both have M Kevin in your name and an underscore. That's kind of funny. Do you have luck when you gamble? Greasel, what do you have for me? Belashul's Tome. For those of you that have joined, and I haven't really looked at the viewer count, if you're interested in the origin story of my solo self-found character, you can find the link on my YouTube or on my Twitch page to my YouTube, and I put together a reason why Mr. Best Friend is refusing to group or trade with anybody. Okay, we need these words of purification. A modest 7K. It's still a crazy amount of money to win gambling. I think that does it for the Cabalist 500. So we'll go deposit these in the bank. Leaving with more is always good. Check the huts near the bank. Oh, you know what? I didn't. That's right. You told me to. My bad, Kevin. Other Kev? I don't know which Kevin. How do I refer to the Kevins? In a ladder quest here. Last night I went to down near on stream and I died twice. There was only one Kevin in the stream though at that point, so maybe that's the ticket to good luck is the more Kevins the better. Down there is bad news though. That place is terrifying. Although you know what? Mr. Best Friend does have good luck because I got this. I got this Bracer of the Hidden out in the Sarnak Fort a few nights ago, and that's actually single-handedly, after playing this game for 20 plus years, easily the most expensive item I've ever found. The wiki says it goes for like 7,000. We still haven't fully ascertained why that is worth 7,000. Words of Collection Kaza. That is also for the level 44 pet. Dudes, we got hooked up. I want to say I have I may have everything I need for the level 44 pet. Sweetsy's got nothing for me. Words of Dominion. Don't think that's one I need. Let's see. Yep, that's a mage spell. One more to go. Thanks for the tip to do the cab 500. Yeah, just enough flow. I could always run over and get some more. Okay. We're going to deposit these and then we are going to call it a night. Dang, that's a good haul of words. I actually don't think I have room for these. What should I get rid of? I don't think I need this. The vendor Grand Prix, yeah. That was a good tip. This is stuff I need for a quest. I guess I can get rid of these bottles. I don't think I'm going to do any, I guess I can vendor this stuff, but honestly, it's probably not worth that much. I don't think I'm going to do any brewing anytime soon. Silk cords. Sure. Wonder what is that mandible for? At some point a long time ago, I decided to save that mandible for something. Shaman Skull Quest 2. I think I wanted to give it away. That's the same thing with this one. I was going to try to give it away, but every time I offer, nobody takes me up on it. Alright, let's go through these. Hauntings. I know those are over here. Detention. I'm pretty sure I have one of those. Yeah, you go there. Motion. We'll put that there. Duration I definitely don't have. Incorporeal I have somewhere. Right there. What was this? Sentient Asia. Azia, Asia. Psyche I don't have. Obligation I don't have. Purification. We got some like exotic words. Okay. Well, AC Gamer, thanks for the raid. And for everybody that's been with me this whole time, thank you to you as well. Thanks for your support and your viewership. I always close the stream by saying you have 70,000 other streams to choose from on Twitch TV, and you chose to spend your time here with me, and I'm very humble and I'm very grateful for all of you for doing that. I did get some good ones, yeah. Thanks, Kevin, and thank you to all my viewers. And if there's any viewers left from the raid, I know usually raids, they kind of dissipate pretty quick. And you're interested in following my progress, go ahead and drop me a follow, and you'll see what we're all about here on the Mmocracy stream. Check out my YouTube if you have time as well. But I want to say thanks to everybody and let you all know